Right, here we are, Caffeine Machine, strutted upon a given. Apparently where somebody called William Shakespeare was born. It's William Shakespeare Street near where I live. Well, actually, there isn't anymore. They got knocked down because it was a bit of a, you know, bit of a rough arse area. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're here for the launch of Bristol Street Motors EXCELR8 3 Hyundai i30 for the 2024 British Touring Car Championship season. The fourth one's yet to be launched from Nick Halstead with his crazy car delivery. And we've come down to interview drivers. Tom Ingram, Tom Chilton and Ronan Pearson.
I think it's really exciting. I think to be teamed up effectively with Team Dynamics is a really really strong link. You've only got to look at the absolute powerhouse that they've been as a team for so many years within the Btcc. So to be able to utilise the knowledge that's within the team, but most importantly be able to utilise the facilities that are over in Droitwich is really good. It means as a team we combine all of our years of knowledge into one. As well as a great facility to be able to base from. It's a really strong link up. It's a really strong link up. And in the modern day of the Btcc, we know that it's marginal gains, and we know that there's not one golden bullet that will unlock performance, but a number of small things that all stack up. And you know, I would never count this as a small thing, but it's certainly another tick in the box and another bit of shine in our armoury that will continue to propel us forwards as a team and give us the best opportunities we need. It's funny actually. Whenever I turn up to the Dynamics, the EXCELR8 workshop, and on the run down to the kitchen to go and make a cup of tea, you have to walk past Matt's office. So it's quite funny. So, oh, do you want a cup of tea, Matt? Oh, yes, please. So it's quite funny how, you know, after years of watching Matt as a fan of his, to sort of be in the same facility as those guys is great. And as I say, it's only good stuff that will come from it. We've already seen from testing, you know, as a team now. I think we're going to be really strong, and that will only, as I say, that will continue to improve as we go through the next months, weeks, and years. I think very strong. I mean, the proof will be in the pudding when we get to the qualifying session at the opening round. But so far from testing, it's all felt very strong. We've gone about it very strategically. We've not tried to sort of chaos ourselves. We've tried to be very strategic with our development in terms of there are areas of our car that was very strong last year. There are areas of our car that was a little bit weak. Part of development is to make the strong bit stronger and make the weak bits a little bit better. So I think we've done a good job. We've worked very hard. Whether it will reap the rewards, we'll wait and see it at the opening round. But from testing, everything seems to be going in the right direction, so we shall wait and see. I feel more enthused and more hunger than ever to win it. You know, winning it once is fantastic. Winning it twice is better. I feel that actually after 2023, I feel more enthused, and the hunger has only grown to try and take it back. I feel in a good shape. You know, from winter, I think we've done well as a team. From where the car's sat, personally, I feel, you know, fitter, stronger, and faster than I ever have done previously. So, as I say, there's not one golden bullet here. It's going to be a combination of a lot of things. But if we can go into the opening round of the season with everything feeling good and everyone very enthusiastic and everyone feeling strong, it's good for us all. I think it'll probably be difficult to see if it's worked straight away, because again, for the sort of the opening round, everyone will have it. So it will only once we get into the meat of the season that we'll start to see it unlock. And when Ash and I had to use it for a lot of the time at Silverstone, we actually did see a fairly significant performance increase. by increasing that will only help with that, of course it will. But we'll wait and see. There's loads of changes for this year: qualifying format, hybrid format, all sorts of bits and pieces changing, different tyres. It's bound to throw a few shake-ups, that's for sure. Of course, yeah. I mean, the goal is always to win, but even more so than ever, the kind of the want to do that has only grown even stronger now. So, as I say, we're all working towards a common goal. I'm excited to get going. I really am.
Excuse me while I interrupt myself for a moment before you get to see the other two interviews in this video, but there is this to advertise: Touring Car Magazine. Yes, it's an actual printed magazine, but you can get it digital as well. The current issue, that one, you can read if you click on the link in the description. It's got lots of Btcc and TCR UK features in it, the kind of stuff that you won't see anywhere else. Also, while you're here, why not consider subscribing to this channel? If TCR UK British Touring Car racing is your thing, or even a little bit of motorsport photography, why not click the subscribe? Then you won't miss any of the good stuff. If you want to like and comment and all that kind of thing, then yeah, why not? Anyway, cheers, ta, thanks very much. More of this.
Yeah, that was tough for sure. You know, me and Tom were both up there in, you know, the best places we could be. We were both on the podium, spraying champagne, but it was a hollow spray because we knew that we failed the right ride height. I knew on Tom's car he did set the car up for the start of that race for a dry setup, which with the different size of the tyres, I knew he would have failed unless they changed it in the pit stop, which they didn't. So I instantly thought I'd move from third to second. We actually did do the right thing on my car. That's what's frustrating. We did actually set my car up with the 1.6 bar tyre pressures on the wet tyres in the morning. So mine should have actually failed. And mine, it was just rubbing.
Yeah.
It did go under, but it was just rubbing. And as much as it went under, and I think, oh, could I got away with it? There shouldn't be any touching at all because the roller isn't set to the exact size. It's actually set 0.5 millimeter bigger on the basis that if there's slight touching, that's it. And I was gutted because obviously that podium would have been really nice for me to get like a first and a third would have been really cool, but it was meant to be. I'm quite good at just moving forwards, you know, a bit like Tiger Woods says, you once you finish your last shot, you just walk on to the next, you forget about that one. I'm a bit like that with racing, forget about the last one, move on. Yeah. And you have to as a sportsman, otherwise you'll fester too much and you won't sleep at night. Yeah, it was such a great start, wasn't it? Getting that win in early doors was brilliant. It was such a good thing. I mean, you can actually look at my face on the podium. I was happy. I was like, yes, I'm back where I should be. It was brilliant. And not kill. Obviously, I went for a great move with the tyres again, and that really helped me. But other than making the right decision, because I'm the most experienced driver with Colin Turkington on the grid, and I've done like so many races now, I can almost see it happening before it happens, you know. Yeah. That is an advantage, you know, that's just experience. That helps me, but aside from that, I didn't quite have the pace last year. Yeah. But I was happy because I moved forwards with my pace from the year before. I do think when I went back a couple of years ago to do rear-wheel drive, I relearned a touring car as a rear-wheel drive car, and I was also driving the electric touring car championship for Hyundai, and that was rear-wheel drive as well. Yeah. So I very much focused on rear-wheel drive, and I felt like I've had a couple of years trying to get back into front-wheel drive, and I think Jason Plato had the same issue when he went into the Subaru. He took a while coming back as well to get the pace back out, and I think it kind of happened with me a bit. But we've just gone testing at Anglesey for a few days, and I'm right on the pace, back with Tom Ingram, which is where I should be, and I really do feel like I've moved a chunk forwards, and I think, you know, I moved up the grid last year from the year before. I think this year I'm going to make an even bigger step because I really feel comfortable now, being my third year in the car and the team. We've got a new engineer, Barry Plowman, who was Matt Neal's engineer for a couple of decades at Team Dynamics, and he's now my engineer. and chief engineer at the team. So I'm very confident with Barry. He is the most experienced engineer on the grid, and I'm the most experienced driver on the grid. So as a pair, we'll be a couple of old boys floating around, just clicking gears and doing the absolute best we can possibly do to win. Yeah, I'd be upset if I was outside top 10 in the championship. And honestly, I'm aiming for top 3 in the championship again. I've done it once before in the British and the Worlds, and I want to get back into the top 3 again. That's where my heart of hearts, I still have the hunger. I still train hard, I still fight hard, I still want it. And that's where I want to be. And there's no reason why I can't be there. So I'm going to give it absolutely everything this year. Yeah, I feel like moulding the car around a driver is the key, and having a good relationship with your engineer, we can actually get the most out of the package is everything in this game. And you can really see that particularly with Tom Ingram and Ash Sutton. They work very well with their engineers, who are insanely good, and they are at the peak. I've been in this championship for a third of its life, and the Btcc is up there with the top 3 amongst Formula 1 and NASCAR for the amount of years it's been in motorsport. And I am an old boy now, although I'm only 39 today. I'm a bit of an old boy, and I have seen a lot of drivers come and go, and I got to say that I do think Tom Ingram and Ash Sutton are 2 of the best touring car drivers in the world at the moment, and one of them is my teammate. So he's pushing me hard, he's keeping me on my toes, making me feel young or old, and I'm enjoying it. I'm in a good place. I mean, sponsorship is everything in motorsport. You've got to be at the sharp end of the stick, fighting for it to keep getting the sponsors in. And at the moment, I need to keep finishing in the top 10. And as long as I'm finishing in the top 10 regularly, I think that's going to be fine for me. But as soon as I start exiting the top 10, and then you become between 10th and 30th effectively, that's when it starts getting a little bit harder, and you're then preying on the reverse grids, or a bit of luck with the tyres and things like that. So as long as I can consistently be in the top 10, I think I'll be absolutely fine. But when that stops, which could be, I don't know, 10 years time, I don't know. I'd like to say I've got another 10 years of me, which would take me to sort of 49, 50. I mean, Gabriele Tarquini, he's a superstar. At 50 years old, or 49 or 50 years old, he won the World Championship. Remember, he finished his last race at Macau, and he won the World Championship at that age. But he kept fit. He could still run like the London Marathon, like 4 hours. As long as you keep fit, So if you do ever have an accident, you can recover quickly. Because we all know with age, the older you get, the harder it is to recover. But I'm doing things now to help me. So now with Zinzino, my Amiga oils, which Amiga oil is like a natural anti-inflammatory, so it helps with like my knees as I'm getting older, so I can keep putting the miles in when I'm running. I hit the brake pedal really hard. We don't have any power assisted brakes, obviously, so we take a pounding, and I'm looking after my body with everything I can, whether it's medicines or doing exercise, because I want to stay young. I want to keep challenging my young teammates. I mean, look at Ronan, he looks like he's 10 years old. And actually there's a photo of him on my shoulders, or his dad's shoulders, stood next to me when he is literally about 2 years old, and I'm in the Lego Star Wars car back in 2005, and yet he's my teammate now. And he's not a spotty teenager, he's just gone past that stage. He's actually a bit older, and I think, God, there's a picture of him when he's this big next to me when I was racing, and I just think, how old am I now? It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, as long as I can keep fit, keep racing, and keep winning and having fun, that's half of it.
Yeah, obviously last year really cemented my potential, what we could do. We had an outright podium, a surrender the podium. We still achieved some incredibly strong results. Qualifying wasn't bad. Ultimately, our best qualifying was only P7 say only, out of 27 cars, that's pretty damn good for a debut year. And the second half of the year probably put me on the map a little bit more. Some of the results that we got, constant top 10 finishes, and yeah, to carry that forward this year, I just feel really bolstered, really confident. Just desperate to get back out in the car and keep that momentum going, because it's been so long. It feels like almost starting again, but with a wealth of experience, and nothing shapes you for the touring cars like actually being in it and getting you prepared. And the amount that I've taken on board in 12 months has just been incredible. So yeah, absolutely cannot wait to get going again. Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with calling that a mid-season slump. I agree. We probably needed that in a way. He came in with a big boom, and then after that, it was like, right, we need to dig deep here. This game's not easy. Never ever blinkered either. We knew how hard it was coming in, and as a rookie, you don't get to do any testing and things, so it's really tough. These guys hit the ground running in FP1. They've been around these circuits for years in these cars, and I hadn't. So that's one stronghold going into this year is, FP1 and 2, we should be up the order more, unless we're trying something extravagant, with the car. So that's going to set us up well come qualifying in Sunday, a lot better, I think. And yeah, the second half of the year, yeah, you could say maybe I was in the shadow a little, but there's nothing wrong with that. Again, played a lot of the team game, and that's really stood me in good stead moving forward too with the team, and really formed a good bond with them, the likes of teammate Tom too. And it makes me proud that I've been able to elevate myself to that position to help him with a potential title fight. And like Brands GP at the end of the year had never been in a touring car. Wow, it's faster in the back, and in qualifying I was 2-3 tenths of Tom. It's like, you can't grumble with that. Yeah, it might be P14 on a timing sheet. That was where I qualified, out of sort of smack bang in the middle of the grid, but it's a damn good job. We're all so close together in this game, and that's how it takes a lot to just find that extra bit. I'm really looking forward to working with my new engineer for this year. New relationship there. I'm really excited about that. He's really, really good, and there'll be a good understanding for what I need, especially when you've been with the team for a year. They know how I operate, I know how they operate, and yeah, I think with that close bond, they should be able to give me what I need, so we can really hit the ground running. 4 test days, wherever we've been, we've had pretty strong pace, so it'll be really good to see how that's comparable. But there's a lot of variables again this year, new tyre compound, more hybrid boost and things, so it'll be hard to tell. It's not an apple with an apple quite that you're comparing from last year to now, but when you get a good feeling, so those 4 days will be quite prevalent. Jack Sears Trophy's the #1 aim. We scored 2 podiums last year, no one can take that away from me, so to do that again and more would be lovely. Top 10s are where we consistently need to be. We want to bring back the team's championship. I'm eligible to receive points for the team with that, so yeah, we've just got to keep the head down. I think again, the car development, how good a place I'm in, I feel like we can easily achieve these results, if I'm honest. So, but at the same time, we know how hard the game is, and not every weekend's plain sailing. So, just have to keep working hard, and we'll get there. Yeah, not kill's not kill. Yeah, I'm probably more acclimatized to it than some people, maybe, don't know. But yeah, I look forward to going back everywhere in this car, because everywhere we go, you've had that free year, that wild card almost. Now, you've got unfinished business, and it's time to consolidate on that. Well, it just shows you that my teammate Tom took, I think it was 8 or 7 years before he was champion. That's how hard this sport is. And you can come close a couple of times, everything's got to align and click to do the job. If I could be within a championship battle going into the final round within the next 2 years, that would be an incredible achievement. And again, anything's possible with the good job that we're doing so far. I want to be here for a long time. I want to be a household name, champion one day. That's always been the aim. And if I'm honest, until I've done that, I wouldn't like to even look anywhere else.